Nigga wanna see me fall. Stephen Curry, how I ball. Gosha garments and a white 3 on my body. I'm an icon, man. Damn, a girl about a 10. I should fuck her in the Benz. Niggas say they.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JR, and I'm back again with another PUBG video. In today's video, as you saw by the title, I'm just continuing my series on how you guys can get your first or more wins on each map. So far I've done a video on Erangel, Sandhawk, Miramar, and now I'm finally doing the newest map, Vikendi. So if you're struggling to get wins on PUBG, check out those other videos as well. I'll link those in the description along with all my other videos, and then you'll see them on the end card at the end of this video as well. So in this video today, like I said, I'm gonna be telling you guys how you can get how to get more for your first win on Vikendi. With it being a new map, you know, it's kind of different from the other three. It's a 6x6 snow map. So before I talk about, you know, when you land, I just want to, you know, discuss with you guys about the loot and the circle. So as far as the loot goes, this map was mainly made to be like a mid-range type, you know, gameplay. The developers spawned in a lot of SMGs, making ARs, DMRs, and sniper rifles pretty rare. Let me know what you guys think about this map so far. Now, I do know on PC they recently changed it to where they added more ARs, but they also decreased the DMRs, so I'm sure we'll get that update at some point. I don't really agree with them making sniper rifles and DMRs so rare, but we'll leave that for a topic for a different video. So as far as the loot goes, generally you're going to find a lot of SMGs whenever you land, you know, micro Uzis, UMPs, so just about anywhere you land you're going to find weapons, but ARs seem to be kind of hard to come by, especially ammo. So just keep that in mind. So as far as like when you land, you're going to find a gun. Generally you're going to find, you know, everything that you need to fight. Just the long range is really hard to come by on this game. So just keep that in mind. And with this snow map, I mean, this map is perfect for like sniping and long range combat. So just keep that in mind. The loot generally on this map isn't a problem. I just don't like it because it's so hard to find snipers and DMRs. So just keep that in mind. No matter where you go, generally you're going to be able to at least get a gun, which, you know, can be difficult on Miramar or Erangel. So as far as loot goes, you're generally pretty good. This map is filled with a lot of small compounds, so just keep that in mind as far as cover goes. And then the circle is really important on this. It's very different from the first three maps. The very first circle is a lot smaller than the other three maps. So that first circle is really small, and then what I have found personally, if you are outside the circle on the very first one, what happens is you run into a lot of people trying to get inside the circle because it's so much smaller, and then that can be, you know, that can be kind of dangerous for you. If you're going just for wins, what I recommend is getting to the middle of the circle as soon as possible. If you can do that, especially before the first one closes up, you know, you're going to be kind of bored because generally you're not going to see very many people, because most of the time the fighting takes place towards that first circle, and, you know, it can be difficult to make it out of there. So that's what I found so far. Just keep those two things in mind as far as loot and the circle goes. And like I said, just you can listen to my voice, and this is just gameplay from the other night. You'll see 2 different wins that we got in a row on the snow map. So hopefully I can just give you guys some information that will help you guys get more dubs on this map. So of course, you know, whenever you first land, you just want to make sure that you look around and see if there's any other enemy players around you, so you won't be surprised if you have to get into an early gunfight. So that's really important to just look around and see where other players are landing. And of course, get the essentials. You know, make sure you get a vest, backpack, helmet. Without a vest or, you know, a helmet, and you try to engage an enemy, it's really difficult to win that battle, because, you know, just a few bullets and you're gonna get knocked or you're gonna get down. So you want to make sure that you get the essentials, and just be on the lookout for enemy players. Generally, like I said, it's really easy to find like 9mm, you know, UMP is a good choice on this map, and then heals are really easy to come by as well. And you can also find level 3 gear that spawns, which is not the same as the other 3 maps as well. So just let me know what you guys feel about the map so far in a comment below. I'd really like to hear it back from you guys. So like I said, generally, you know, after you land in, you know, get your supplies, you want to look and see where you're at as far as the circle goes. If you're not in the middle, I would really suggest, especially if you're going for the win and not kills, you know, I would really suggest that you guys head towards the middle of the circle. A lot of the fighting is going to be taking out place, so you're going to be safe inside the middle. So that would be my biggest suggestion. And as far as driving goes, you know, generally it's better to take a snowmobile than a vehicle, because if you try to go off-road on the vehicles, then it's going to be really hard to drive. And so let's just talk about, you know, going towards the end of the game. You know, maybe there's 20 people left or so. You really want to make sure that as far as the circle goes, that you're on the right side of the bridge. On the snow map, they're basically divided into two sections on the map, and then there's a bridge that you generally have to cross, and there's also a frozen lake. It's really important that you guys get on the right side of the circle, because you don't want to be having to cross, you know, the river or a bridge at the very end of the game, because generally other players are going to be camping that, so that makes it difficult as well. So just make sure you're on the right side of the circle so you don't have to cross, you know, late in game. As far as like with 20 to 30 people left, with this circle, you know, of course, after the first one, it moves really slow, just like Sandhawk, so you can generally outrun it. The key thing that I found is you don't want to be like outside of a compound and trying to seek cover within woods or so. You can see in these two dubs that we did not take shelter in a compound. We were, you know, basically out in the open with limited cover, and so far I can tell you that I've died several times like that, just being not being in a compound, because the way the map is, you know, there's wooded areas and there's trees and rocks that you can get behind, but to me it just makes it really hard. You want to make sure that in the very end circle you can make it to a compound, you know, even if there's an enemy already there, because it's just the way the map is, I can't really explain it. There is cover, but it's just so easy to get like third party whenever you're not in a compound, because there's so many of those little compounds, you can take shelter in those. But if you're out, you know, in the woods and you're trying to seek cover behind like a rock or a tree, and that circle starts moving, you know, you generally start getting shot from, you know, several different directions, and that's not good at all. So I found that, you know, especially in in-game, try to rush the nearest compound, take cover there, and just keep moving compound to compound if you can. And as always, as you guys know, I carry around a lot of smoke grenades. Those are pretty common on this map, so smoke grenades can really help you out. You know, if you get pinched or you're having to get away from the circle, throw you like 2 or 3 smoke grenades, use those for cover, and those will really help you out as well. And I basically say this in all my other videos, if you're going for the win, you want to make sure that you're taking smart shots, especially at the end. You know, if you and your team starts popping off at people that aren't necessarily a threat to you at that time, even if they don't see you and you start popping off at them, you don't kill them, generally you start getting third partied and everybody on the map starts looking at you. I've noticed that like in the smaller circles, there's generally, you know, 20 to 30 people left, and with that small of a circle, you start popping off, you know, shots, and you're getting a lot of attention drew to you, then you're going to notice that other teams are going to start shooting at you, and that's going to make it really hard for you to win as well. So just make sure that, you know, if you can, just take smart shots. Now, like I say, I'm not telling you to hide, you know, under a rock or a building the whole entire time, but, you know, if you see a team that's far and they're not a threat to you, I wouldn't generally recommend shooting at them. It does make it easier if you're in a compound at the end. You know, if you do decide to take shots at a team, at least you have cover, you know, within the buildings. If you try, especially if you know, start popping off at people for no reason while you're in the wooded areas, you don't really have a whole lot of cover, so other teams are going to have angles on you. So that is like the biggest thing that I can always say in my other videos, just take smart shots. You know, you don't have to engage at somebody that's, you know, 20 to 40 yards away from you, that when they're not even looking at you. So just make sure that you take smart shots. But the most important thing, I'm going to just say it again, on this map for me is, you know, try to stay away from the first circle without being inside of it. You don't want to be at the edge of the first circle running into it, because you're going to see a whole lot of people doing the same thing as you, because the first circle spawns so small. My advice is get to the middle of the circle as soon as possible, and then just take cover in each compound as the circle, you know, progresses. You know, sometimes that's not always an option and you have to take cover within the wooded areas, but if possible, I do recommend rushing compounds, going from compound to compound, so you're not stuck out in the middle of a field with no cover. You know, rushing compounds at the very end is really important in my opinion. Use smoke grenades to your advantage. I do that a lot. That's helped me win, you know, a lot of games. And just, you know, take smart shots and just make sure you're geared up. But that's really the best advice that I can give you. You know, the other 3 maps, you generally play them all different, you know, with this map as well. You know, the way you want to approach each map is generally different. That's one thing that I really like about PUBG is when you go from map to map, you know, the playstyle changes. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, man, hope this video helped you guys out. If you're new, hit that sub button for me. I'm on my way to 1K. Hit that like button for me as well. I really, you know, do want to say thank you guys. You guys have showed a lot of support on my PUBG videos. So yeah, man, let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes. I know we can do it. And leave me a comment and just let me know what you think about the snow map so far. That's all I have on the day. Thank you guys so much. Till next time, peace.